In today's society, I think most people are afraid to be in a successful relationship. It's the same thing with people fearing success more than failure. You fail on a consistent basis each and every day. You make mistakes each and every day. So it's not the fact that people fear failure, it's the fact that people fear success. Why? Because in order to be successful, you have to do something that's not popular. You have to leave the crowd of people. You have to leave your friends and family. That's a comfortable feeling. And trying to be successful is an uncomfortable feeling. And it's the same way with relationships. And in today's video, I'm going to break down why people are afraid, in my estimation, of successful relationships. So before we get too far into this video, I just want to remind you guys to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, like the video. If you guys want to support the channel, all the ways you can support are in the description below, because we're going to go into the story about Shannon Sharpe. And I got 2 reasons or 3 reasons why people are afraid of successful relationships in today's modern culture. I'm watching Nightcap, and you know Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ochocinco, they talk about sports, but they always talk about things that are off topic, including relationships and music and all these different types of things. So on this particular episode, Shannon Sharpe is talking about one of his exes literally walked away from him because he was being too successful. He was gaining awards and accolades and being the man that he's supposed to be, being the provider that when women claim they want. But in the end of that relationship, she left him. And Chad Ochocinco is completely dumbfounded because he's like, how can a woman see the trajectory of where you're going and leave you hanging? You guys want to know something that I've noticed? If you're an intelligent person, man or woman, if you're a smart person, if you have a high IQ, you're probably struggling to date people. 1, because you're picky. 2, because you read through people's BS too easily. And you know, in today's culture, you're looking at the terrain of it, and you know how untrustworthy individuals are. And you've witnessed through your friends or just through observation that people easily lie. So if you're a smart person, you're probably struggling to find somebody to date, because just be honest about the situation, most people don't qualify for good relationships. Men forgotten how to be men. Women have forgotten how to be feminine women. That's how messed up our society is right now. So what are the 3 reasons why people are afraid of successful relationships? Well, first of all, and it kind of just goes into what I just said about the smart people. People have already had so many bad experiences that their walls are automatically up. You know, they have the minefield in front of the wall, then they have the gated fence, then they have the lasers where you got to jump through them and stuff just to get to the vulnerability of the person. So people are already too jaded and untrustworthy of people because they've had too many bad experiences going on in their own dating life. And like I said, and I'm gonna keep saying it, your heart isn't meant to be broken consistently over and over again. It's just not meant for that. So if you run out of love to give, you're going to end up being jaded and untrustworthy of people. And that kind of puts you in a nihilistic state. And that's not healthy, because if you want a relationship to work, you're gonna have to be vulnerable at some end. That's why people in today's culture, the man and the women, they want to get what they want and not want to get what you want. That's one of the reasons why. It's a protection, a heart protection mechanism. So they don't get too attached to the situation. The next thing, people are afraid of responsibility. See, when you get into a relationship or you have a family, you have to account for somebody other than yourself. You have to account for the feelings of your wife, your husband. You have to account for the feelings of your children. You have to suppress the emotions and think logically in these situations when you're making decisions about money and, school and health and insurance and all these different things, work, finances. But in today's culture, modern culture, we've cultivated a whole bunch of selfish, narcissistic individuals that are only worried about themselves, getting what they want and leaving you out to dry. Which is another reason why modern relationships do not work, because nobody wants to work together. They only want to work for themselves. The next thing, or the last thing, people are afraid of the work that comes with relationships. See, when you get into a relationship, you're a reflection of that other person. So you have to go out, every time you go out in public, you have to present yourself and put your best foot out there. You have to have high standards. You can't just go out in the world in a fucking bonnet. You can't just go out there with a baseball cap and, no makeup on. You have to put your best foot forward. You have to have standards. You have to represent. And plus, it's work trying to work through issues, trying to work through emotions and problems in the relationship. That's why people quit the relationships too fast, because they don't want to work through the problems, because it's too much work. They don't want to deal with the confrontation it takes to work through the problems. They would rather just get what they want and that be that. This is why when the moment a relationship receives or goes through any turbulent times, the people are quick to leave it. Why? Because in order for it to stay, you have to have mental fortitude. You have to have perseverance through adversity. And in today's culture, we just don't cultivate those people anymore, where they stay during hard times. They leave their job once they feel it's working them too hard. And it transfers to different parts in their life. When a relationship gets too hard, they just quit it. It's easier just to have sex and not have attachment than it is to have a functioning relationship where, your emotions fluctuate each and every day, where problems might come around. You might get laid off. You might have to make a difficult decision. You have to move different places. All these things go into a relationship in order to make it work. It's work to work through the problems. And people just refuse to work, period. So people are afraid of successful relationships because you have to put the work in. You have to have standards. You have to have accountability and responsibility. And it's just easier just to be a selfish bitch. So that is one of the reasons why, or one of the many reasons in the whole machine of why relationships aren't working in today's culture. But I want to know what you guys think about this. You guys comment your thoughts below. And as you head out of this video, don't click off. Hit this next video, and I'll see you guys in that next video. Peace.